All right, hello everybody. So, welcome to the 3.1.3 create a section view of the wall that you drew into Revit. So, I'm going to go over how I would go about creating that section view and inserting the labeled components. So, first things first, make sure you have that wall put into Revit. As you can see from my 3D model, I do have that wall put in. It is nice and ready to go. I'm going to go to, it doesn't really matter if you work on the second floor or the roof for this section view because it goes from the second floor up to the roof. So I'm just going to work on my roof for now. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to, find my right tab before I tell you. Energy. So we're in annotate. We want to go to view and we're going to go to section. And this is going to open up the properties menu for that section. Now, if you drop it down, yours will probably be on building section as the default, but we want to be on wall section. So you're going to drop that down, grab the wall section, and you are just going to draw a little arrow with horizontally across the page, and then it'll end with a little rectangle. And that is your section view. Now, if you scroll in, you can see these arrows and we can change the view size, how much we want to see, how long we want to see this location itself. And this location I just keep it close. Doesn't really matter. But when you're finished, you're going to click out of it. Now, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to see anything right away from that. So you have to go down to your sections, open that up, and click on section 1. That is going to open up the section view, and it's in its default setting. So everything looks really big. It shows from the ground floor to the second floor to all of the other floors, which we don't need to see all of that. And the scale is 16 to 16 inches, a 16th of an inch equals 1 foot. I'm going to make that a 1/4 inch equals a foot. Find it. It's going to make your text a lot smaller because it's going to change the scale. Now it doesn't change the scale in your floor plans, which is fine. We don't want to change the scale in the floor plans, but it does change your scale in your section view. Now I'm also going to click on, and I'm going to modify this view box. So I'm not going to need to see the ground floor, so I'm just going to take it up. I also don't really need to see the upper roof plan. I can if I want to, but it is what it is. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Also, something you'll notice, there's not a lot of detail here. You're going to need to change the detailing of the wall. That's just due to the fact that the default setting is to be low resolution, low view. So if you come down here, you can see next to the 1/4 inch equals a foot, the detail level set to coarse. We're going to change that to fine, and that's going to make everything a lot more visible. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in here and I could even change it to a 1/2 inch equals a foot. And that's going to even make your detailing more visible, which I am perfectly okay with. I'm fine with you doing a 1/2 inch equals a foot. It may make labeling a bit easier for you. So that's the first thing. That's easy enough as it is. I can turn off this box. It's currently the crop region's turned on, but if we unhighlight it down here, that'll get rid of that box for you. And you can see that it's showing you that 3 because if we go to our roof plan, it is in that 3rd line right there. Cool, so we've got that now. We have to label all the individual bits that are going on in this wall. Now to do that, you're going to need to know exactly what you have in the wall. You'll need to know the different materials throughout this wall. What I recommend you do is click on this. You're going to go to edit type. You're going to have to hit preview, and your preview may be a different way. It may be modeled a different way or a different view. It may be floor plan, so it'll show you this. This 100% works. If you want to see it as the wall type itself, like standing, you can do that. It's whatever works for you. Then we can go to edit, and if you go to click on that edit, you can see if I click on these things, they're the different parts. I personally like the section view the best because I can scroll in, and when you click on these things, it highlights that individual piece. So you can't see the concrete because the concrete's located down here, but they're on the same level. Zoom in a little bit more. Go to the air layer. That's between the brick and then see where that is. I think. Make sure I got that right. Yep. Got this. Air layer. Never mind. There's no layer there. It's set to 0. That doesn't exist. So we go from that to the substrate. And then here are your core boundaries. So you've got the masonry concrete. Then you go to a vapor barrier, which is set to 0. And then your gypsum wallboard, which is on the inside. So what I recommend you do is either write that down, take a screenshot. It'll make your labeling a lot easier. And that's what I'm going to do now. I already have my screenshots. I've already got them set up over here. I'll show you what I mean by that. Bam, I've got it open on Paint so I can see all the little pieces, all the individual parts. So that's what I recommend you do. It's up to you though. All right, cool. So now here comes the fun part of actually labeling all of this stuff. To do that, we're going to go to Annotate, and we're going to go to Text. You can choose what type of leader line with the text box you want. If you want like a 2-segment leader line, so if I zoom in, click, 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 then it's going to put in the text box. And I know looking at my first screenshot that this is brick / concrete, because that's at the bottom. Once I click out of it, it will center that. Now, this is obviously kind of small text, as it all is, but if you want, you can click on this. You can see that the text is set to 3/32 of an inch. We can go to Edit Type. We can hit Duplicate because that'll make a copy of this, and then you can set this to whatever. It's still Arial font, but we can set this to whatever size we want. So maybe we want it to be a 1/2 inch or an 1/8 of an inch. So I already have a 1/4 inch set. So I'm going to do an 1/8 of an inch. And then all I want to do is change the font size to match what I just typed in there. And hit OK. And now you can see I've got that font text right there. I actually have I already created an 1/8 of an inch, and I already have my 1/4 of an inch, which is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to click on the 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to move it out. Perfect. Now I can go through, maybe I will change it to an 1/8. I kind of like the idea. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, my computer is not liking that. Cancel. Click. Drag. Cool. So now I can zoom in even more. I can go to the next layer, which is thermal / air layer. It's an inch, 1 1/8 inch thickness. And then I've got a insulation, which is 1 1/2. So you can see that this is slightly smaller than this one. So I know this is the 1 1/8 and this is the 1 1/2. So again, I'm going to go to Annotate Text. Grab my leader line that I want. I can change my font now. Make that a little bit easier. And I'm going to go in, put that arrow where I want it, zoom out, bam, leader line. And this is my air layer. All right, so that is how you put in those details. So when you do that, you want to do that for all of your different layers, put those details in, and then take a screenshot of that and put it on your assignment for me. You can rename this to wall section 1. Make it easy for you to find. But yeah, that is how you create a wall section view in Revit. Now, the last thing we will be doing for this wall is, because we want it to be a curtain wall, we want to put in something that will allow us to see through the wall. So at some point if you want to try it now, you can absolutely do it now. I'm going to go to wall. I can scroll. You can see that you've got down at the very bottom, you've got different types of curtain walls. I can click on this. I'm going to see what happens. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to click and drag and see if it puts it in, if it fights with the wall that's currently there. If it fights with the wall that's currently there, we'll have to think of a different way. But let me go look at my 3D view. Okay, so that doesn't look bad. Obviously, we're going to have to do some finagling with the beams and the joists to make this work. I wouldn't want the curtain wall going all the way up, so I would probably stop it at this top beam right up here so that we don't have to worry about seeing it. I would probably do multiple curtain walls, so I'd probably do one here, and one here, allowing brick to be between them. So if you want to start playing around with that and start putting in a curtain wall, absolutely, please do. Like I said, I'm going to probably put my curtain walls in here, just like this. And then I can change the height of my curtain wall. So you can see now I don't have to really worry about it. If I escape, click on this beam, it should show me what height that's set at. Let's see if it does. Cut length, elevation. Don't think it does, but that's fine. I'm just going to change this. I'm going to change the height of it to, let's do 14 feet and see where it puts us at. All right, as you can see, that looks a ton better. It's not going to be able to go as far down as it is, but you get the gist. So I want you to put in 3 of those as well. But don't worry about sectioning or making a section view for the curtain wall. That is what I have for you today. Hopefully that helps explain how to create that section view. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to shoot me a Schoology message. I will see you guys in class and hope you have a great rest of your day.